Section 517.30c3 of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, addresses adding circuits in healthcare facilities. Specifically, it pertains to circuits outside of manufactured homes. This section outlines the requirements for adding circuits based on floor area. An additional circuit is required for each additional 1,000 square feet or a major fraction thereof of floor area in existing manufactured homes or in manufactured homes where the existing electrical system is inadequate for the additional load. Let's break down this requirement further. Firstly, the rule applies to circuits that are located outside of manufactured homes within a healthcare facility. This distinction is important, as other sections of the NEC may address circuit additions within the manufactured homes themselves. Secondly, the core of the requirement hinges on the floor area. If you are adding to an existing manufactured home or dealing with a manufactured home that has an electrical system not sufficient to handle the new load, then the 1,000 square foot rule comes into play. For every additional 1,000 square feet of floor area, one additional circuit must be provided. The phrase major fraction thereof is crucial. What constitutes a major fraction? Generally, anything over 50% is considered a major fraction. Therefore, if the addition is greater than 500 square feet but less than 1,000 square feet, an additional circuit is still required. For example, if you add 600 square feet to a manufactured home, you need an additional circuit. If you add 400 square feet, you do not. Thirdly, the rule also addresses situations where the existing electrical system is inadequate for the additional load. This is independent of the floor area calculation. Even if the floor area addition is less than 1,000 square feet, an additional circuit is still required if the existing system cannot handle the new load. This determination often involves a load calculation performed by a qualified electrician or electrical engineer. The load calculation takes into account all the existing loads in the system, plus the anticipated loads from the addition. If the calculation shows that the existing system is overloaded or will be overloaded by the addition, then additional circuits are necessary. Let's consider some practical examples. Example 1 involves a healthcare facility adding a 1,200 square foot extension to a manufactured home. In this case, since the addition is over 1,000 square feet, one additional circuit is required for the first 1,000 square feet. Since the addition is also over the next 200 square feet but less than 1,000 square feet, it is not a major fraction. That means only one additional circuit is required. Example 2 considers a healthcare facility adding a 700 square foot room to an existing manufactured home. Even though the addition is less than 1,000 square feet, it's considered a major fraction thereof, meaning greater than 500 square feet, so an additional circuit is required. Example 3 describes a situation where a small 300 square foot office is added to a manufactured home. However, the office will contain several computers, a printer, and other electronic equipment. A load calculation reveals that the existing electrical system cannot handle the additional load. In this case, even though the floor area addition is less than 1,000 square feet and not a major fraction thereof, an additional circuit is still required due to the inadequate existing electrical system. The specific type and size of the additional circuit or circuits will depend on the anticipated load. This should be determined by a qualified electrician. It's important to consult the rest of Article 517, which covers healthcare facilities, and other applicable sections of the NEC for more specific requirements. Other considerations for circuit additions in healthcare facilities include the type of equipment being served, the location of the circuits, and the grounding and bonding requirements. Essential electrical systems, emergency systems, and critical care areas have more stringent requirements. Also, depending on the specific application, there may be requirements for isolated power systems or ground fault protection. Understanding and adhering to 517.30c3 is crucial for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems in healthcare facilities. When planning circuit additions, consider these points. Firstly, accurately measure the additional floor area. Secondly, determine if the addition constitutes a major fraction of 1,000 square feet. Thirdly, perform a load calculation to assess the capacity of the existing electrical system. Fourthly, consult with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and standards. Fifthly, consider the specific requirements for the type of equipment being served and the location of the circuits. Sixthly, pay close attention to grounding, bonding, and overcurrent protection requirements. Seventhly, document all work and maintain accurate records of circuit additions. Eighthly, regularly inspect and maintain the electrical system to ensure its continued safety and reliability. Ninthly, stay up to date with the latest edition of the NEC and any applicable local codes. Tenthly, prioritize safety and always follow safe work practices when working on electrical systems. By carefully considering these factors, healthcare facilities can ensure that circuit additions are performed safely and in compliance with all applicable requirements. The NEC is a comprehensive document, and interpreting its provisions requires expertise. Always consult with qualified professionals for specific applications and to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and standards. Remember that these requirements are put in place to protect patients, staff, and visitors from electrical hazards. Therefore, it's imperative to take them seriously and to adhere to them diligently. Furthermore, consider the long-term implications of adding circuits. Will the additional load place a strain on the existing electrical infrastructure? Are there any potential issues with voltage drop or power quality? These are important questions to address to ensure the long-term reliability of the electrical system. Also, consider the future needs of the facility. Will there be further expansions or additions in the future? It may be wise to plan for future growth when adding circuits to the existing system. This could involve installing larger conduit, running additional conductors, or upgrading the service entrance equipment. Finally, remember that electrical work can be dangerous. Always take the necessary precautions to protect yourself from electrical shock and other hazards. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, use insulated tools, and de-energize circuits before working on them. If you're not qualified to perform electrical work, hire a licensed electrician. In conclusion, Section 517.30c3 of the NEC outlines specific requirements for adding circuits in healthcare facilities. These requirements are based on the floor area of the addition and the capacity of the existing electrical system. By understanding and adhering to these requirements, healthcare facilities can ensure the safety and reliability of their electrical systems. Remember to consult with qualified professionals and to always prioritize safety when working on electrical systems.